heavy ammo, kept the architect of clever, break the temple down and put it back together. I remember I was royalty, on the soil where the oil be. Never let the bigger man in me grow from the little boy in me. Been a victim of my loyalty, let my ego kill the joy in me. That's what ended up destroying me. I forgot the Lord anointed me. I forgot that I was God. I forgot that I was free. I forgot that I was king of the jungle until I remembered I'm me. She forgot that she was God. She forgot that she was free. She was stuck up in the slumber so long she forgot she was ever a queen. I'm the king up in the jungle now. She the queen up in the jungle too. I'm the king, I'm not a monkey now. All this power, what can money do? I'm the king up in the jungle now. She the queen up in the jungle too. I'm the king, I'm not a monkey now. All this power, what can money do? I got my memory. Got my identity. This alien that could never be. I was sleeping, dreaming, hoping someday that life in my destiny match. Sipping juice and lip forbidden proof. Living proof I knew the hidden truth. Call me nigga when the criminal. I got I still when I made the original. Said I'm a jigaboo, only jigaboo. I knew it's the mother of Little Blue. Ivy League is an institute. It can teach you anything that you knew in the inner you. Even evil is a piece of the puzzle. Be the leader, you need people to trust you. People hate you when it's people that love you. Catch you slipping, you can easily fumble. Weakest link and get the kingdom to crumble. They took our freedom, now we sheep in the huddle. They took our history, they're keeping it from you. Then I forgot I was the king of the jungle. I forgot that I was God. I forgot that I was free. I forgot that I was king of the jungle until I remembered I'm me. She forgot that she was God. She forgot that she was free. She was stuck up in the slumber so long she forgot she was ever a queen. I'm the king up in the jungle now. She the queen up in the jungle too. I'm the king, I'm not a monkey now. All this power, what can money do? I'm the king up in the jungle now. She the queen up in the jungle too. I'm the king, I'm not a monkey now. All this power, what can money do? I remember now. 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 What if you can create?
Shouts, man, to Cambada and brother Rich at 363 Empire. Man, shouts to them, man. Hot song. No disrespect. I want to say fair use. This is all my videos are done by the original creators. Man, y'all, they've been messing with me ever since I typed in.
And Homeland Security officials say Mexican cartel.
Ever since I typed in with my video, the title of my video, man, everything been scrambling. Everything been scrambling. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go straight from the phone. StreamYard was acting crazy. Yeah, StreamYard was acting crazy. I said, oh yeah, you want to act crazy, huh? Man, I had all types of stuff going on.
What happens when you let good cops be cops? When you let interagency
stuff turn it on when I turned it off and all kind of stuff going on, man. All kind of stuff going on. Because they know that we are putting out the information, man. We're putting it out. And we're going to continue to put it out. Period. I want to say peace and love to everybody. I hope all is well. Hope everybody's doing well. Okay? What we're doing is we're setting the record straight, man. Because you guys got to stop with the crap. Like this guy here, Cash Patel. Man, give me a break, man. But look, what they've been doing, guys, is starting on yesterday, they started this all-out raid. They started raiding everywhere in America. They started raiding everything. Well, they say after years of investigating these various neighborhoods on the distribution of fentanyl, methamphetamine, cocaine, you know, all your nasty drugs, right? They saying after investigating for years, they decided to and then they decided to, you know, put something together and raid these certain neighborhoods in America. Drugs and illegal immigrants is what they say they're looking for. Okay? So let's let this guy Cash Patel go in.
Together to rid our cities of the harmful plague of drug trafficking organizations and gang violence. And there's an important distinction to be made. Yesterday I was in the White House with the President for the Homeland Security Task Force. And while that lift is being done at the international level to wipe out drug trafficking organizations and gang violence, our urban cities...
Once the drugs, guns come in, y'all hear? Once the drugs and guns come in, that is the basis of my dispute. So how are they getting in? Who's bringing them in? Right? Let's ask that question. Who is bringing these drugs in? Who is bringing these? Because we don't have fentanyl and cocaine and guns and shit here. We don't have that stuff here. That stuff is manufactured and harvested somewhere else. Okay? So how is it getting in? This is the question. Who's ordering it? Who's purposely ordering it? Okay? Ask yourself that question there. Let me let him finish.
Needed to attack those outfits. And the reason I wanted to come to Philadelphia today is because this takedown, brought to you by the men and women standing behind me and their wonderful teams, the Philadelphia Police Department, the FBI, and the United States Attorney's Office, are bringing to bear what law enforcement can do when you unleash them and let them go after the criminals. Are harming our civil.
Look how they got in the background. They got Fraternal Yo, all right? Then they got Red Bone Yo in the back, and then they got the Slavic, the slave on the side. The Slav, the slave, got him on the side. All right, check out how they got it out. Now, always remember, media, they set up things the way they do for a reason. Okay? You got your fraternal order dude here. You got Red Bone Yo in the back. And then you got the Slav, the slave on the side. Right? All right, let's let Patel finish.
And that are hurting our children. This Weymouth Street Gang is not just one instance of removing a couple of people.
No, you are hurting our children.
How you remove an entire organization that is corrupting not just the city of Philadelphia, but the state of Pennsylvania as well. And I felt it extremely important to come in here and say, not only are we removing guns and gang members.
Yo, what's up, guys? So, I'm detailing my daughter's new car right now, and I have a little story time for y'all.
And robbers and firearms. We are removing an entire coordinated section of gang violence permanently off the streets. And that's how you deliver a victory for the people of Philadelphia, the people of Pennsylvania, the people of America. I'm so proud and humbled to be joined here today by these wonderful representatives from the police force, from the FBI, and a shout out to the Department of Justice and our United States Attorney Attorney Metcalf here. You need courageous prosecutors to bring these cases. You need people that aren't going to say no, that are going to bend the knee, that are going to say, it's too hard to bring this case. It's too difficult to collect the evidence. When you hear the details of this case, everyone in America should be looking at this takedown. This takedown is how you safeguard American cities from coast to coast. This takedown is an interagency process, years in the making. Extensive legal service and process was executed here, correctly done to make sure that the integrity of the investigation is upheld and the criminals are put into the legal system and brought before a judge and a jury, and they will have their rightful day in court. But the overarching importance of this case and this takedown is this is exactly how you safeguard American lives. You go after the organizations that are inflicting pain across America in each and every city. And this is my tenure.
Okay. Y'all heard him say that they pretty much knew all the stuff was going on. How did they know? You know why? Because they created it, man. They created it. They created all. They created this. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit.
Have their rightful day in court. But the overarching importance of this case and this takedown is this is exactly how you safeguard American lives. You go after the organizations that are inflicting pain across America in each and every city. And this.
No, what we do is we get rid of guys like you. Okay? Because we know that you guys created this shit, man. You guys created this. Drugs and guns are not harvested and made in America. Let's get to the root of this. How was it created? See, he wanted to say, let me let him finish, man. Let me let him finish.
In my tenure as FBI director, this is one of the largest and most impressive gang takedowns that I have ever seen. So I felt it important to come here and just shake the hands of the brave men and women that did this work. I did not have much of a role in this operation. The FBI brought in an incredible amount of assets to include HRT and SWAT teams, tactical teams to hit houses at the same time. The level of coordination that goes into just the takedown is a small reflection of the level of coordination and planning that goes into making a case like this happen. We have permanently removed a drug trafficking organization out of the streets of Philadelphia, and they're going to stop pouring guns and chemicals and drugs into our communities, and our children are safer today. So I just want to thank the men and women of law enforcement, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and of course, the proud men and women of the FBI for leading the charge across this country. If anyone out there is watching in your streets, in your communities.
Bro, okay. I asked this question again. How did the drugs and the guns get into the neighborhoods? Exactly. Because y'all brought them in. Y'all always causing situations. We already know. We've done the work already. Okay? We already know. We already know what y'all do. Right? You guys bought drugs and guns into the neighborhoods. First you say it took a couple of years for them to, they say it took a couple of years for us to, investigate. You guys created this trash, man. You guys bought these drugs into the neighborhoods, man. Okay? We know this. So my point is this. All of the people that have died, all the people that have succumbed to drug addiction, they said it took them years to investigate and put this together. Okay, so if it took y'all years to investigate to put this together, so that means that you guys are guilty for conspiring for murder and death for these years that you guys sat back and watched this operation go down, and you guys did nothing. You guys did nothing. I'm going to tell you why you did nothing. Because that was the plan. The plan was to pour drugs and guns into the neighborhoods so you could get rid of the autochthonous people, the Moors of the neighborhoods. Yes, we know this. We have been at war since we've been colonized, okay? We already know this, right? Dates, I ain't gonna go into. We already did all that already. It's time to start getting to the source. It's time for us to start getting at y'all, okay? So he says he wants to clean up the neighborhoods, and we help from children not getting harmed. And okay, we understand all that. It sounds good. You sound good, okay? You sound good. But we already know that guns and drugs are not made in the USA. They're not made in America. So you guys are literally bringing this shit in on purpose to knock off these indigenous people, man. We already know.
This is how you stop gang violence. Thank you.
This is how you stop gang violence. Man, you niggas created Bloods and Crips. Y'all created that so that we would kill each other. You guys created this shit, man. I already know. We did all the gang research. We already know. So stop lying. Stop. We already know. Created Blood and the Crip. Because all we were do was off each other. And that's exactly what we're doing. And listen, this
Honor to have you here today.
man, I want to say love to the indigenous people of America. All right, everybody that's going through this, everybody that was directly attached to this. I just want to say peace and love to y'all, man. Peace and love to y'all, man.
David Metcalf. I'm the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. I'm pleased to be joined by Special Agent in Charge. Of course, we're always pleased to have Commissioner Bethel here. It's an honor to have you here, sir, as well. Today we're announcing a historic indictment. This case involves 33 defendants. It's a massive drug trafficking conspiracy spanning nearly a decade, involving tremendous volumes of fentanyl and narcotics. And it takes place at the epicenter of the opioid crisis here in the Kensington neighborhood of Philadelphia.
Listen to me, man. The fentanyl and the opiates, it is a war weapon. Okay? These guys want to get on these rap songs. They want to brag about, I'm doing this and I'm doing. Bro, do you realize that you are warring on your own people as you're being instructed to do so? And these type of people are instructing you. Drugs is a war weapon.
This indictment by defendant is the largest federal indictment this century brought by our district.
The largest this century? See, we hear about these drug busts, okay? That's a situation too. I wouldn't report on nothing like that, right? I'm reporting on this because you heard what he said. It's the biggest one of the century. I tried to sit here and put my StreamYard together. I tried this. Every time I tried to set it up, it was shutting down. Every time I typed the words in, I would come back and the words would be gone. So ever since I've been trying to set this up for about 2 hours. But every time I set it up, they keep shutting me down. I keep losing my Wi-Fi. So you know what I said? I said, man, look, I'm just going to record it straight from the phone. So I apologize. Peace and love, man, for y'all watching. Please thumb up the video. Please share the video out. Please subscribe to the channel. Listen, man, I don't really, I do what I do because it's from the heart chakra, man. I do what I do because I love my people. Okay? I don't really do it for donations, and that's not why I do it. So, I'm not really concerned about how many people's in here or whatever, because a lot of the times the network will play games with you, and they will build the numbers up and they will drop the numbers. They do that all the time. So when I see my numbers moving up and down, I really don't pay it no mind. Okay? I just want to say peace and love to everybody, man. I love y'all. Y'all stay strong. It's a reason why I'm recording it like this. Please work with me. Let me let him finish.
And like a precision missile, it has been targeted for maximum impact where it needed to go. As I said, at the heart of the opioid scourge here in Kensington. As of this morning, 29 defendants are in custody, thanks to a successful operation by the FBI and our other law enforcement partners.
Whoa, man, amazing car. When did you become a millionaire? We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
Throughout the course of the coordinated takedown, as well as the investigation overall, we've been able to recover dozens of firearms off the street, including assault rifles, seize substantial volumes of fentanyl and narcotics at locations associated with the defendant. This case takes place at the crossroads of drugs and violence, and we are all here with a loud and unmistakable message that we are reclaiming these neighborhoods for the people who live and work here. We are taking back what the defendants are alleged to have stolen from the community, which is peace, prosperity, law, and order. As the director's presence here today indicates, this case is special. It's one of those few cases which, if successful, will eliminate an entire criminal outfit. It will clean and cleanse a whole neighborhood and will virtually eradicate a violent drug trafficking organization root and stem. To be clear, every defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty. An indictment is...
That's not true. You're guilty until you presume innocent. Let's keep it real. Man, listen, y'all gonna get it from the real. It's time for y'all to start getting it from the real. Okay? I love everybody do what they do, but very seldom will you hear it from the people that are actually being plagued with this trash, what they doing to us, okay? So y'all got to remember that. One thing, how do the drugs get here? How do the drugs get here? How do the guns get here? They're ordered. Who orders them? Them. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. All of them dark circles under his eyes. Look at him. He looked like some homunculus something. Demon.
Only an allegation, and this indictment alleges that the Weymouth Street drug trafficking organization for nearly a decade sold and distributed substantial volumes of fentanyl, crack cocaine, heroin, in one of the most notorious and prolific segments of an open-air drug market here in Kensington. They ran it like a business, but they also ran it, as the director alluded to, by violence. They enforced their territory through the threats of assaults, shootings, and murder. They threatened anyone who talked to or cooperated with law enforcement. They were armed. The indictment further alleges that this DTO was led by Jose Antonio Morales Nieves, aka Flaco, a 45-year-old man from Puerto Rico.
Please thumb up the video, family. Please share it out. Please subscribe to the channel. Please thumb up the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share it out, man, because our people have got to know that this shit got to stop, man. Honestly, I think that the government hires certain dudes to carry out these atrocities, in our neighborhoods, right? Because solid, high operating on your higher self, higher frequency guys. We don't do shit like this, man. We don't do this. So whoever's involved with it, it got to be somebody that's on their level. You know, fraternities deal with, okay. So you think about that yourself, but it's not looking good once again. Once again, they keep bringing this trash into our neighborhoods, and we keep feeding into it. We have dealing with this annihilation as this war weapon that happens to be drugs. We already know fentanyl was made in a lab in China. So how was the fentanyl getting here? Who's ordering the fentanyl? It's the people that's involved with the people.
Philadelphia, and allowed other members of the DTO to sell drugs on the block in exchange for a payment of rent. He was joined.
Sometimes they arrest some of these guys, right, as they're coming through, right, as the immigrants are coming through, right? But I'm gonna tell you, out of the guys that they arrest, they probably let 80% of them. They might grab 20% of them, but the other 80% got through. So once they get through, they start making their phone calls. Next thing you know, the neighborhood is infested with damn fentanyl. Right? But if you think that this guy don't have nothing to do with all these guys, man, I know such personally. Who? We're not gonna get into that. But I know I know people that had worked for the government that were shooting drugs. I tried to figure out how did they do 25 or 30 years of working there. You know how they got through? They always wear long sleeve shirts because they always got suits on. A lot of them be junkies. Look at his eyes. Come on, man. Come on, man.
By Roman Montañez, 40-year-old from Philadelphia, who essentially ran the day-to-day operations of the Weymouth Street DTO.
That's why y'all let him in, so they could do it. He
organized the schedules of the workers and orchestrated a pretty sophisticated business enterprise that peddled in poison. He also was responsible for procuring the drug supply for the organization.
Man, hold up. Y'all did all the peddling and all the poisoning. Y'all have always done it. Rewrote our story, said it was y'all story. Whole time it's our story. But you call it his story. Yeah, you're right. It is his story. When it's actually our story. Y'all been doing that, man. I don't know why y'all think all of a sudden we would think that y'all don't have nothing to do with it. Y'all been destroying this land since y'all been on it. All of you lower everything. All of you demonic everything. Drugs. That is the nastiest, the most vile war weapon that you could put on people. Because most of the people don't even know that it's a war weapon. They don't even know. You guys got to read. You guys got to study. This is not the time to be goofing off. This is not the time to be goofing off. We're entering a new cycle age. And all the trash is being swept off. Okay? Let me proceed, man.
And on that that score, I'll note that the indictment alleges that this organization did not care how dangerous the drugs were that they peddled to customers. Mr. Montañez wanted it as strong and as powerful as possible. In fact, the indictment alleges that at one point, one DTO member acknowledged the deadly nature of the drugs they were selling, and yet the DTO continued to sell it day by day,
See?
month after month.
I just told y'all that.
Nearly a decade.
I just told y'all that. But he's one too. He's one too. You trust and believe. You trust and believe. They all involved, man. They all involved. All these guys involved. They know what's going to happen when they dump off 7 to 8 barrels of fentanyl in the city. They already know what's going to happen when they dump off 5 or 6 barrels of guns in the city. They already know what's going to happen. They already know. They already know.
Fortunately, both of these men and most of their compatriots are now in the custody of the FBI, awaiting federal prosecution. I encourage all of you to read the indictment. It is now unsealed. I couldn't possibly have this in just a press conference.
It's all unsealed. So they're letting the people know that you can go and find out who ratted, who didn't rat, which this is going to cause more murder. Hey man, I think I went off a little bit, y'all. They keep trying to shut me off, y'all. But let me finish. I apologize, y'all, for how the setup is, but they keep shutting everything off, man.
Deadly nature of the drugs they were selling, and yet, prosecutor, I'd be remiss if I didn't.
They keep shutting me down, y'all.
Belongs, which is to the line.
I apologize.
Belongs, which is to the line.
I apologize, fam. They keep shutting me off. If this recording shuts off, when I go live again, please come back in, man. They keep shutting it off. Shutting it down. I've been trying to put this together for 2 hours. Every time I try to put it together, every time I put the title into my computer or into my phone, something happens. It deletes. All kinds of stuff going on.
Prosecutors and agents who built the case. And you only build a case like this with skill and ferocity and day by day working it up to build a case that truly makes a difference. A case that is a long-term comprehensive annihilation of a criminal organization. Those don't come around a lot. And I'll also say this couldn't be done.
Man, like I said, they created this. I have some people close to me that got nabbed up last night. I was leaving from my nephew's high school football games, and as I was leaving from there, a close acquaintance of mine, he was going through. He was being chased by the police. He was being chased as I'm on my way leaving from Woodlawn High School up the street. As I'm leaving, getting into my vehicle, a close acquaintance of mine is getting chased by the police. I'm talking about on the sidewalk and everything, totaled the car and everything. Because I'ma say, now that I see what was going on all around the country, it was some kind of task force that was just, in the neighborhood. They probably just got finished, knocking somebody off, right? And this acquaintance of mine, I think he went through a red light. When he went through the red light, that's when all hell broke loose. So I'm feeling this also, man. I'm also getting the energy from this too. That's why I felt as though it was important to report on it. And also because I love my people and we need to know. Certain things we just need to know, man. And me being a more uplifting, fallen humanity, there are 5 principles that we operate on, right? Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. This is how I live, okay? The Moors of today. Don't try to put these, historical Moors, what they wrote about us. It's all cap, It's all cap. Us being Moors is all about us operating by way of using our noble natures, not of your chakras, right? Reading your kundalini. Okay, so once you can see certain things, once you've reached a certain level of heightened awareness, you can see things. You can see right through things. Once your spirit is right and intact, you're operating on your higher self. You're moving in a higher self fashion. This is how you're moving. This is how you're operating. This is how you're living your life, clean and astute. This is what we do. This is what Moors do. Okay? And we fight. We fight back to win. And it has been shot at us. All these rappers want to talk about all this, you selling drugs and bro, you're killing your own people, bro. And yes, people they have their own, right to do whatever they want to do. But I just feel like, we shouldn't perpetuate it. We know that it's wrong. We know that it's killing our people. So we need to stay away from it, man. I ain't pointing. They keep cutting it off, turning it on, but I'm going to keep going, man. I ain't done. Please thumb up the video. Please share it out. Please subscribe to the channel because, yeah, we getting all our things. We already won, man. Y'all keep cutting.
With
I'm gonna go to the end.
Of annihilation of a criminal organization. Those don't come around a lot. And I'll also say this couldn't be done without Commissioner Bethel and the Philadelphia Police Department. When you have a case like this and you have a significant federal indictment, I sometimes think there's this misconception that is a purely federal case. And that's just not true. You can't build a case like this, of this magnitude and scale, without the support of the Philadelphia Police Department. You can't do it without the resources they provide, and more importantly, the intelligence. And on that score, while I have everyone here, I'd like to talk about this case, but also talk more globally and strategically about what we're doing in this city to combat gun violence and drug trafficking. Because it's more than this case. This case is just an illustration, an example of that work. And what we're doing is the Department of Justice, the U.S. Attorney's Office.
See, guys, they were out all day yesterday, just going bananas. Yes. Like I said, I have been personally touched by this situation. So, I'm dealing with a situation too on my end. Okay. I know I got some acquaintances that got mixed up in this crap in my city. Right. So, and this stuff happened all over the country. This is what happened all over the country. They say that they put down a Operation Take Back America, when the whole time these are the people that created it. They created it. They were the ones that brought the drugs into our neighborhoods. They were the ones that brought the guns into our neighborhoods. They were the ones that sat back and watched people die, overdose, get shot, go to prison. They sat back years, 10 years of them, and watching as people got shot, as people went to prison. Conspiracy charges. Okay? We already know that drugs, like I said, that drugs are not built and farmed in the Americas. And we know that you guys, the people that have been lying to us, setting us up, writing fake history, then changing the face of everything. You guys wipe everything, and y'all kept the indigenous, the Moors, y'all us out. That's the big secret. The big secret is don't let these Moors know that they're Moors. Do not get them to proclaim their nationality. Make them think that if people would stop trying to is about Moors, it's about us, man. There's some information, and information on our higher self, and that's just that. Lucifer. Do the knowledge on that. It has nothing to do with what you think Lucifer is. It's a whole bunch of stuff about us in northwestern Mexico that they do not want us to know. Okay? Along with this American takedown for what they're saying. Right? Just now remember, they would a couple of days ago they announced that they would take the EBT card right after they took. I believe all stuff was contracted and made up prior to. Always do everything. Everything be 2 and 3 years set in advance. See, we're seeing it now, just like they're saying now. They've been investigating this whole situation, they say, for 10 years. So that means that like I said, all of the murders, all of the shootings, all of the overdoses, all the prison sentences. So what about those two? So you guys sat back, watched it, let it happen, but then y'all come to the people and say, you guys were investigating it, it's our fault. It's our fault. It's always our fault. It's always our fault. Nah, man. You guys created it. You guys created the crap, the death, the shootings, all the assaults, the overdoses. You guys created it. Like you create everything you create is homunculus. Everything that y'all create is demonic and evil. Everything that y'all create. Y'all don't create nothing divine. Y'all create death and destruction. That's what y'all create.
FBI, DEA, HSI, ATF, and the Philadelphia Police Department have established an initiative, a violent crime initiative called PSN Recon. This is the violent crime initiative of the federal and state law enforcement community to attack violence in this city going forward. PSN Recon is named after Project Safe Neighborhood, which is the department's program gun violence.
There was a program in my city called Safe Streets, right? Same type of fake ass organization, right? Some fake ass corporation, some fake, right? Well, we had one in my city. Guess what? Within the past 3 to 5 years, officers. See, these are the ones that imprisonment, the waste of, the murder. I'm sorry, y'all. This thing, my phone keeps. I'm losing the signal, then I'm not. Then I'm losing the signal, and I'm getting the signal. Losing the signal. That's what it keeps doing to me. So I keep going back, saying what I said previously. Maybe I might say it, I might not, but they keep shutting everything off. I tried to set my StreamYard up. They set that up. They said to shut that off. I tried to set it up on my phone. So I whole presentation set up. Yeah. Mainly for the Moors. Mainly for the Moors. Yeah. And the sleepy Moors. Yeah.
best intelligence. And best intelligence doesn't live in one place. It lives everywhere. And so Commissioner Bethel, myself, and our federal agency partners are now meeting every month to diagnose block by block, district by district, gang by gang, who is driving the violence in this city. You'll hear more details about PSN Recon and
So the point that I'm making, guys, is this. Don't get caught up, okay? Understand that you're being targeted. They know what you like. They know what you like to do, what you like to eat. You know, the kind of girls that they know this, man. That's what they know. The guys like drugs. They know guys like to drink. They know this. So don't get involved, man. Work on you. Stay away from this trash. Stay away from this. Is not the time for that, man. We've already won. So all we gotta do is stay on Nusrat al-Mustaqim. Stay on the straight and narrow path. That's it. And watch us come up out of this whole thing. This whole economical thing. This whole everything, man. Everything.
future.
Now, what would you say are some of the most important skills or qualities for somebody interested in a career in advanced computer science to possess?
Not bad, John.
Dates, but this case is a good illustration of what this program is about. And at this point, I'll turn it over to Special Agent in Charge, Wayne Jacobs, for the FBI to talk.
Thank you, sir. I want to start by thanking our director, Mr. Patel, for being here. His support of this investigation of our field office means everything to the folks who put this work together. So thank you, sir, for being here. For too long, the Weymouth Street drug trafficking organization flooded the
head on him. Goodness gracious. Pause. Goodness gracious. He looked like something that ain't right. One of them fraternity guys. That's all it is.
with horrific acts of violence and intimidation. That ended today. Arrest warrants for 22 at-large defendants. Additional defendants in local custody will be transferred into federal custody next week. Also executed this morning.
Told y'all, this happened all over the nation.
Results of those search warrants are still pending. This
Yesterday.
morning's operation involved hundreds of law enforcement personnel.
Still going on.
Teams and extended beyond Philadelphia with arrests in San Juan, Puerto Rico, Wilmington, Delaware, and Millville, New Jersey. But the vast majority of our actions were concentrated right here in Kensington, where this organization devastated the community.
Told y'all it's not harvested over here. It's not manufactured over here. Right? They get it and then they bring that shit to Delaware. With the Delaware. Right.
Fuel violence and spread fear among residents for nearly a decade. Today's a culmination of a multi-year investigation, testament to the persistence, determination, and dedication of the women and men who refuse to let this organization continue to harm the city. Our message is clear. The FBI and our partners will not tolerate those who endanger our neighborhoods through drugs and violence. While the work today is done, our commitment to this city is not. We stand with the people of Kensington to protect those who seek peace and stability in their neighborhood. As United States Attorney just emphasized, it advances the goals of safe neighborhoods, and specifically PSN Recount, a focused initiative that identifies the most violent and dangerous individuals in our communities and holds them accountable. The FBI proudly amplifies that message. We stand with this community. Our job doesn't end with these arrests. It includes building trust, listening, and working together to create lasting safety.
Building trust.
In the coming days, residents will see FBI public safety ads on social media platforms with information on how to safely and securely share tips about drug trafficking and violent crime in your community.
Have we ever been able to trust these guys? Have we ever been able to trust Fat Boy? Have we ever been able to trust Slovenian, the Slav, the slave? Have we ever been able to trust these people? Have we ever been able to trust Fraternity O? No, we haven't. So why are we going to trust y'all all of a sudden? At the 40 years of observing y'all, it has been nothing but trash. That's all it's been, trash. It ain't been nothing stand up. And we know that y'all created this situation. Y'all created this situation to rid of the indigenous, the Moors of America, man. Like y'all been doing. Like y'all been doing. Right. So I've been doing a lot of research on so-called Susquehannock Moors and the European provinces and the Iroquois. So I've been just to see what happened, what's going on. But let's just cut to the chase. We had some of these people crossing us first to raise up these people, and these people really destroyed everything. Okay, so we had these people ally with these people to take down us. These high vibrational Moors, these Moors that have their eyes open. I ain't talking about sleepy Moors. This is a sleepy Moor. This is a Moor that's asleep. Okay, we ain't never been able to trust these people. Well, we not trusting y'all. It's time for y'all to get out of here. That's what it is. It's time for y'all to get out of here.
If you know something that can help make your block safer, we want to hear from you. Every piece of information, no matter how small, can make a difference. Agency office represented here today. Philadelphia has made tremendous progress in the fight against violent crime.
All right, that's enough for him. All right, this what's going on, y'all. So
The FBI has just taken down one of Mexico's most notable figures, La Diabla. At the raid, authorities mountains of weapons, millions of chaos. Question dominates every briefing and headline. How did La Diabla manage to operate in Chicago undetected? The answer lies in her network. For a decade, grew local enforcement group Mendez Aguilar, known as La Diabla, brutality.
Alicia Méndez Aguilar, conocida como La Diabla, una líder del cártel Jalisco Nueva Generación y acusada de encabezar una red de tráfico de bebés y extracción de órganos. Según la investigación de Estados Unidos y México, Méndez Aguilar atraía a mujeres embarazadas en situación vulnerable a lugares remotos en Ciudad Juárez.
According to Prosper Intelligence reports, La Diabla oversaw what investigators described as a dual-purpose trafficking network, handling both narcotics distribution and the illicit organ trade. While details of the latter remain classified under international criminal cooperation agreements, her logistics network...
Did y'all hear that? All after they keep trying to cut me off, y'all. And destroy y'all neighborhoods with drugs and addiction and murder and arrest. Well, the murders, they're taking the bodies and they're selling the organs as well. So this is a big operation. Don't think that It was not created. They created this. Like they create everything else. All the mayhem. Every time they create something, it's mayhem. And it's always aimed at the Moors. It's always aimed at us. The education, everything. The penal system, everything. It's all aimed at the Moors.
Mirrored the CJNG's narcotics model. Multi-node, transnational, and vertically graded from 2021 from Ciudad Juarez through Nuevo Laredo, feeding direct so Laredo on a code naming system revealed during CEP noted that methamphetamine shipments were marked with specific initials and codes indicating recipients and the divisions within the cartel hierarchy.
Sometimes they'll write on the narcotics, depending on who it's going to. Perhaps this one's going to a different dealer or a different department, so that way they can distinguish where it's going.
Those coded markings became a crucial forensic signature when Homeland Security intercepted a shipment of 20 pallets labeled as sea salt from Jalisco to Oregon. Officers discovered crystalline methamphetamine hidden inside sacks intended for export. The documentary, Contraband Seized at the Border, detailed how CBP analysts traced density anomalies that led to the bust, uncovering over 400 kilograms of crystal meth, valued at more than $12.4 million. Every stage of the investigation highlighted CJNG's industrial-level approach to concealment. Trucks, vans. In one case, he found an electronic tracker inside a cocaine-filled cooler, allowing cartel logisticians to monitor shipments via real-time GPS. This level of surveillance sophistication was not improvised. It reflected a highly coordinated...
There was something in there that also looked like electronic in the walls. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be some kind of tracker, because whoever owns this stuff right here wants to know where their cooler and their product is.
The allegations highlighted a convergence between cartel violence and a new form of transnational organized crime, one requiring counterterrorism-level coordination. By mid-2023, the National Center for Counterterrorism, NCTC, had reclassified several cartel cases under hybrid threat protocols, enabling federal agencies to use advanced surveillance tools typically reserved for terrorism investigations. This marked a significant policy shift, framing cartel logistics as paramilitary operations rather than conventional criminal enterprises. Through signal intercepts and forensic financial analysis, authorities uncovered more than 60 front companies tied to La Diabla's network, including logistics firms, freight brokers, and agricultural exporters, all serving as legal covers for importing chemical precursors. Invoices seized during coordinated raids in Guadalajara and Monterrey revealed legitimate bills of lading for sea salt, fertilizer, and ethanol, materials capable of masking methamphetamine production chemicals. Each piece of evidence helped assemble the intelligence picture.
This is a war weapon, family. This is another war weapon. We'll have the things that we need. We just need to stay away from all this trash shit. All right?
That ultimately led to the Chicago raid. CBP and DEA identified a recurring trafficking corridor. Jalisco, Ciudad Juarez, Laredo, Dallas, Chicago. A route repeatedly flagged in U.S. interdiction operations.
Luego sus órganos eran extraídos y los recién nacidos vendidos a parejas en Estados Unidos por hasta $14,000. La operación conjunta incluyó al FBI, los U.S. Marshals, CBP y la Fiscalía Especializada en la Mujer en México.
Each raid on a safe house produced incremental intelligence, phone contacts, coded ledgers, encrypted USB drives, none decisive on its own, but together they revealed the structure of the cartel's ecosystem. FBI analysts first confirmed La Diabla's Chicago presence not through narcotics seizure its own, but together they revealed the structure of the cartel's ecosystem.
See that year that popped up.
FBI analysts first confirmed La Diabla's Chicago presence not through narcotics seizures, but through weapons trafficking. Between 2021 and 2024, outbound customs inspections along the Texas border intercepted large shipments of undeclared ammunition and assault rifles concealed in vehicles headed south. At the Camino Real International Bridge, officers discovered hundreds of rounds of AK-47 and 9mm ammunition hidden in toy boxes and children's clothing. Under immunity agreements, several drivers admitted the shipments originated from suburban warehouses around Cicero and Melrose Park, Illinois. Payments were made through encrypted dark web transfers using cryptocurrency wallets tied to shell accounts in Mexico City. Cybercrime investigators traced these wallets to a larger laundering operation funneling through Grupo Roca, a freight forwarding firm later implicated in sealed indictments connected to La Diabla's cartel cell. This revealed a crucial pattern. The same routes importing meth into the U.S. were simultaneously exporting firearms south.
We've had a total of 8 operations on this house. There's a lot of foot traffic coming in and out of it right now. 30 people in the last 2 hours.
Each rifle or ammunition crate leaving Chicago corresponded to narcotics shipments traveling north, creating a mirrored two-way logistical network the FBI and CBP called the Revolving Corridor. Between January and June 2024, more than 4,000 firearm components from Midwestern suppliers were intercepted at Mexican checkpoints. Within this system, La Diabla wielded power not through direct violence, but through financial and logistical control. She remained anonymous, operating through proxy operators, logistics contractors, freight brokers, and shell executives who signed export manifests on her behalf. Internal CJNG communications, seized during a DEA operation in Colima, referenced her under the codename La Medica, reflecting both her alleged role in organ trafficking and her precision in managing supply chains. Despite a low public profile, her financial reach was immense. Investigators later traced over $200 million in assets across shell companies registered in Delaware, Panama, and Quintana Roo. These funds financed narcotics transport, bribes, private security convoys,
Peace to Delaware Moors,
and encrypted communications infrastructure. What made her network resilient was redundancy. Multiple interchangeable couriers, accountants, and safe houses allowed operations to resume within days of any seizure. By the time her name appeared on the FBI's most wanted cartel associates list, Joint Task Force Sigma, combining FBI, DEA, CBP, and the U.S. Marshals, was already authorized to dismantle her U.S. operations through synchronized raids. Preparations began in late 2024, using intelligence from drones, license plate readers, and human sources embedded in cartel-linked distribution rings. The challenge remained how to capture a cartel financier operating entirely through intermediaries. Her direct presence in the U.S. had never been confirmed until Chicago surveillance teams detected her biometric signature during a controlled operation at a warehouse off South Archer Avenue. That discovery set the stage for the FBI's most sophisticated ambush of a cartel figure on U.S. soil in years. By winter 2024, after nearly a year of intelligence gathering, Task Force Sigma had pinpointed the
over a year of investigating. And the other guy said 2 years. They've been knowing about this stuff, man. They ain't been doing no investigating. They knew what was going to happen when they put this shit in our neighborhoods. They knew that. And here's another one.
Home. And Homeland Security officials say Mexican cartels now are attempting to track, harass, and target immigration and border patrol agents.
The numbers told the story better than any headline could. 19 people tied directly to Mexico faced 37 drug trafficking to weapons violations. The arrests spanned Seattle, Tacoma, and surrounding counties. Agents seized 4,765 pounds of methamphetamine, 269 pounds of fentanyl, 23 pounds of cocaine, 6.4 pounds of heroin, and a stockpile of 23 firearms, some modified for automatic fire, and explosive materials recovered from hidden compartments inside suburban garages. Each item on that list represented not just contraband, but an industry's entire infrastructure exposed in one sweep.
Breaks down how federal agents tracked this case from Tacoma to Sinaloa, Mexico.
You're looking at a fraction of the hundreds of pounds of meth and fentanyl seized by the Drug Enforcement Administration and partnering agencies.
Investigators later said the fentanyl alone could have produced 6.9 million lethal doses, enough to wipe out the combined populations of Seattle and Tacoma several times over. In total, 51 arrests across the country were linked to the same supply chain, showing how deep the operation reached. The takedown wasn't a single lucky raid. It was the end of an 18-month pursuit across multiple states, tracking encrypted chats.
So they have been watching murders happen. They have been watching shootings happen. They've been creating these situations for people to go to prison. Lives are lost. And then from the murders, they're taking the bodies and selling the organs. It's an all-out war created and perpetuated by Slavs and some dirty Moors and some black people, if you know what I mean. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, man. So what we need to do is we need to stay away from this trash. I'm asking that rappers stop selling drugs. I'm asking that we create businesses that will help us to shine so we can live right, so we can live spiritual, so we can elevate. Let's take care of our people, guys. Let's take care of our people, man. Let's put the guns and the drugs down. Let's stop letting this war weapon that they unleashed on the Moors, that they trying to hide. They don't want you guys to know who we really are here in America. They just don't want you guys to know. Okay? So as you see, they're this is World War III. Okay? Somebody asked me, somebody said to me, you know, when did World War III start? Or no, they said we about to go into World War III. And I said, bro, we've been in World War III since World War II. World War III started at the end of World War II. We've been at war since then. Now they unleashed this fentanyl on us, and they did figure out how to get money off of our organs. Some they eat, some they sell. Literally. It's all in the history books, man. Read between the lines, you'll see they've been eating us.
Tracing wire transfers and decoding a smuggling network that treated American highways like conveyor belts.
These funky ass Slavs, man, they've been eating us. Pause. They've been eating us. This ain't no new shit. I done seen these Slavs pick up a piece of raw steak and start eating raw steak. I mean, like, it's cool. I mean, they got the genetics for this. They can eat raw meat and not get sick.
Cartel behind it wasn't new. It was the same Sinaloa empire that had spent decades moving product across borders, adapting faster than any government agency could respond. But the structure discovered in Seattle wasn't.
I just can't believe that you guys are not seeing what they're doing to us. They're using drugs and guns as war weapons for us to kill ourselves. And then they come in and clean up. This is called a cleanup, what they did. They started yesterday. This is a cleanup to finish up with all the other deaths and incarcerations and the overdoses and yeah. And then here comes the selling of organs and the eating of organs. Sick, man.
import. It was a branch office. The network had found a way to operate from within, merging local contacts, legal trade routes, and financial channels into a self-sustaining system. When investigators followed the trail, they found two names at the center: Rosario Abel Wayne Camargo Bañuelos, 31, and his younger brother Francisco Fernando Camargo Bañuelos, 24.
This could have killed every person in any community in the Puget Sound region.
Investigators say this ring distributed deadly drugs up the west coast to Washington.
From strongholds in Sinaloa, the brothers managed a pipeline that began in Mexico, ran through California's freight depots, and ended in Washington's ports and warehouse districts. They didn't cross borders carrying drugs. They controlled the people and logistics that did. Freight forwarders, trucking companies, and customs brokers, many of them legitimate businesses, were folded into their plan. The brothers communicated through encrypted channels.
I told you, it's Americans that's ordering this trash to destroy Moors. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's always been Americans setting up other Americans. It's always been that.
Routing messages through dummy accounts and foreign servers, their operations blending seamlessly into legal commerce. Semi-trucks carrying fertilizer or household goods also carried tightly sealed chemical containers. Couriers moved shipments through the I-5 corridor under ordinary shipping manifests. The drugs were stored in garages, sheds, and rental properties scattered between Everett and Tacoma. Every step was built to look normal until the day federal agents moved in.
A very significant bust, a very significant operation for the Pacific Northwest.
Ream says their investigation started 2 years ago with undercover agents buying drugs in Tacoma to their recent bust in early August, which stretched across 11 different locations in the Seattle area, not only seizing...
Both brothers ran finances through cryptocurrency wallets and shell companies registered in Delaware and Mexico City, giving them the appearance of distant investors rather than drug traffickers. The money trail showed deposits in digital coins, later converted to pesos or laundered through small import-export businesses. By the time agents traced one transaction, another had already been cashed out. Among those arrested on U.S. soil were key operators. Isabel Barry Sapon, a 44-year-old truck driver, was caught moving multi-hundred-pound loads of meth and fentanyl between state lines. Jose Felix German, a 34-year-old Mexican citizen deported in 2013, had illegally re-entered the U.S. to manage financial transactions and coordinate local redistributors. Each faces a minimum of 10 years in federal prison and the possibility of life sentences under U.S. drug and weapon statutes. The scope of their network reflected a simple truth. Sinaloa didn't just smuggle drugs anymore. It built systems that mirrored legitimate industry. Routes, warehouses, and supply chains ran with corporate precision, and the Pacific Northwest had quietly become one of its main distribution hubs. Seattle and Tacoma, with their dense ports and steady freight traffic, provided the perfect cover for what investigators called logistics-based infiltration.
The Sinaloa cartel peddles this poison for one reason: to make money. In this case, we had to order her.
In Seattle,
behind the criminal mechanics lies the crisis that pushed the operation to urgency. Washington's overdose numbers told their own version of a state under siege. In 2023 alone, the state recorded 3,477 overdose deaths, 76% tied directly to fentanyl. In King County, deaths passed 1,000 for the first time. Local officials described morgues operating at near capacity and first responders fielding multiple overdose calls daily. Federal lab data from seized counterfeit pills confirmed why. 5 out of 10 pills contained more than 2 milligrams of fentanyl.
And they were also selling organs. So they bring this trash into the country. People get addicted to it. They overdose. While your body on the slab, they're selling your organs. See? This is all war. And it's being waged on the moors of America in northwest of Mexico. It's time to tighten up, y'all. It's time to tighten up.
An amount capable of killing the average adult within minutes. And those pills weren't packaged as street drugs. They were disguised as everyday medications. Adderall for students, oxycodone for pain relief, Xanax for anxiety. To a parent, they looked harmless. To the DEA, they looked like evidence of a deliberate strategy to target new users. The human cost defined Seattle's crisis. Every statistic represented someone's family, someone's loss. Parents found their children unresponsive in bedrooms. Schools reported students collapsing in bathrooms, and emergency rooms faced wave after wave of overdoses linked to counterfeit pills. Police traced many of these deaths back to a handful of local distribution cells dismantled during the operation. Public health data showed that fentanyl has now surpassed every other cause of death for Americans aged 18 to 45, overtaking car accidents, suicide, and gun violence combined. Seattle, once seen as distant from border smuggling routes, became the...
It's a war weapon. That's all, man. We have always been at war. I've been there 55 years. We've always been at war. Okay? This is not a joke, y'all. Tighten up. Operate on your higher self. And you won't get involved in none of this, man. It's time for our people. We already won. It's just that it's taking a little bit of time for us to really get where we need to be. But we already won. All this stuff has been exposed, and we rewriting everything.
Evidence that the crisis was national. The city's overdose surge mirrored the rest of the country's trajectory, from isolated incidents to systemic disaster.
Not only seizing drugs, but guns and $650,000.
Drugs and guns go together, and this group had an arsenal at their disposal.
The 37...
Operation Take Back America exposed how easily international networks embedded themselves inside America. More than a dozen interconnected cells between Seattle, Tacoma, and smaller towns along Puget Sound. Each group handled a different task, manufacturing storage, transport, or
conspiracy, murder, imprisonment against the American government. Facts.
Distribution, making the network harder to dismantle completely. Officials argued that city governments like Seattle's had turned a blind eye to repeat offenders. In their statement, they accused municipal authorities of releasing known public safety threats into the community, citing multiple deported cartel-linked suspects who had returned to Washington undetected. ICE Director of Field Operations stated bluntly, "If local governments refuse to cooperate, we will redirect our assets to enforce the law ourselves. Public safety cannot be optional." The agency's language made clear this was not a temporary campaign. It was a shift in national strategy aimed at dismantling the barriers between federal immigration enforcement and local jurisdictions.
Seattle now finds itself on notice for immigration enforcement. ICE agents will be ramping up their operations throughout the city, looking to detain and deport people here illegally as part of a targeted crackdown. Good evening, I'm Molly Shen.
Seattle's mayor, Bruce Harreld, took the podium the same evening and called the move a dangerous form of federal overreach. He invoked the 10th Amendment, arguing that federal agents could not compel local police to assist in deportations or detentions. Harrell said Seattle would remain a sanctuary city, one that upholds humanity and due process even under pressure. His response drew applause from immigrant advocacy groups, but opened the floodgates for confrontation. The mayor's office pledged to protect the rights of residents regardless of immigration status. But to ICE, that sounded like defiance. By the weekend, downtown Seattle became the stage for dueling narratives. Protesters filled the streets outside City Hall carrying signs that read, "Shut down ICE" and "Sanctuary for all." Chants echoed through the financial district while local police tried to keep demonstrations peaceful. A few blocks away, counter-protesters waved American flags and held up photos of overdose victims, demanding stricter immigration laws. The images captured the new face of the national divide. One side calling for compassion, the other for control. Behind the headlines, the operation's logistics revealed why it required every ounce of that authority. The DEA, ICE, FBI, and ATF operated under a unified command structure that had been months in the making. Each agency brought its own arsenal of expertise. DEA led the narcotics tracing, ICE managed immigration and logistics data, FBI handled digital forensics, and ATF dealt with weapons, recovery, and explosives. Together they formed a command network capable of responding in real time as new intelligence surfaced. The operation's precision bordered on military coordination. Over 600 agents, officers, and analysts worked in sequence during the 36-hour window of action. Helicopters hovered over industrial parks in Tacoma, drones mapped warehouses in Arlington, and federal strike teams breached safe houses across Whidbey Island. In one raid, agents discovered grenade components and volatile chemicals stored beside narcotics, forcing the deployment of hazmat teams to secure the site. The operation spanned both urban and rural terrain, revealing how the cartel had used Washington's geography to conceal its trade.
Count indictment includes drug dealers and a truck driver from Snohomish County, King County, and Mexico. While more than a dozen are in custody, 6 remain on the run, and the DEA says this investigation is ongoing.
The U.S. Attorney's Office for Western Washington later confirmed it was the largest multi-defendant indictment in 2 decades. 37 federal counts covered conspiracy, distribution, weapons possession, and money laundering. Investigators said the indictments were structured to prevent plea deals that could collapse the case, ensuring that cartel-linked suspects would face full federal prosecution. The coordination between agencies was praised as a model for future anti-cartel missions. Federal officials credited the success to advancements in digital forensics and data fusion. Analysts had tracked financial flows across cryptocurrency exchanges, matched GPS data from seized phones, and decoded encrypted telegram channels. Every suspect was identified through a blend of digital breadcrumbs and traditional surveillance. The lesson was clear. Modern cartel operations rely on technology, and only technology-driven enforcement can dismantle them. Yet, as the headlines faded, the aftermath became as complex as the operation itself. In Washington and across the country, officials hailed the Seattle takedown as proof that the cartel threat was not limited to the border. The message spread fast. Cartels had already infiltrated American cities. But
oh man, we already know that. And they know that. They knew that they always saw, ICE always talking about how they always grabbing some cartel member, you know, at the checkpoint, right? To get over. But that's false. That's not true. They might catch 20% of them. The other 80% gonna get through. And they know that, man. They know all this stuff, man. Like I said, conspiracy to commit murder, imprisonment, shootings, stabbings, killings, raping, and for harvesting organs. Yeah, the American government.
the United States was finally fighting back. In political speeches and campaign ads, one statistic echoed everywhere: 6.9 million potential deaths prevented. The number became both evidence and argument, a rallying cry for stronger enforcement policies.
This is Democracy Now! Democracy
man,
Now!
It's wild here, guys. I'm gonna say, stay out the way. All right, Moor, stay out the way, man. Stay out the way. Please stay out the way. We already know that these guys create everything that we see. All right, guys. Stay strong, man. Stay out the way. Do right. Take care of your family. Raise up yourself. Raise up your family. And then raise up your community, man. And leave the guns and the drugs and the gang shit alone, man. Because why would we war on each other as we're getting warred on? That don't make no damn sense. So it's Pastor Moore, man. I love y'all. Stay strong. Till the next time. Peace.